Hello again, everybody. Dash Galaxy here. I thought I'd make one more video and try to really give Team Maro a fair shake in making a very interesting thematic team that also could be quite powerful in combat. Let's revisit Team Maro's card really quickly. Team Initiative is 70, that's pretty high. Planning Draw is 4, which is average, and Team Fury is quite low, which is very good to have. Alright, the next thing on the bottom is their power. Gain +1 glory when you use an action to attack or challenge a Kaiju. -1 glory if you pass or rampage. Basically that means you want to be attacking as much as you can, and you don't want to be rampaging or attacking buildings or military units. The rules for building a team with the Maro card are to select 3 Kaiju with 6+ ferocity each and total fortitude of no more than 15. These are the 3 Kaiju I've selected. I've selected them based on a few different features. First of all, you're going to notice that they're all sea monsters. That makes this quite a thematic little team. Next, you'll notice that they all have teeth. I've decided to build this deck around Sword Shark, who is potentially, with the card combination that I have in my combat deck, the most powerful of my Kaiju here. This is because his power gives him a lot of bonus damage with charge attacks, which I have a lot of. Many charge attacks also have bonuses to teeth, so that's something to take into consideration. Before we get into how I built the combat deck, let's take a look at the other powers. Ikasame's power means that you're going to want to avoid having skilled attacks in your deck. He also gets +2 damage with teeth attacks, making him quite powerful. Finally, Mijin has the very interesting stat bonus power. Whenever the opponent gets a stat bonus, Mijin gets the exact same bonus. So I've selected basically 10 cards to round out my combat deck, or the attacks in the combat deck anyway, and let me show you what they are. Now, in a combat deck, of course, you can have 2 of each card. You can have no more than that, which means, well, let's start with Sword Shark's bread and butter, Headbutt. It's a relatively cheap attack that gets 3 damage plus 2 damage for horns. Unfortunately, it does have the effect of losing 3 ferocity. Luckily, as you can see, Sword Shark is stacked with that, so it will last him a couple goes. Also, you remember that Sword Shark's power is to gain +2 damage with charges. Well, I've got 4 different charge cards in this deck here: Bull Rush, Unstoppable, and Frenzy, and another Bull Rush behind this one. This here means, 2 more bonus damage, meaning that he can do up to 7 damage with this single card. Also worth mentioning for my team that you get bonus damage for teeth here and horns. And of course, a teeth heavy team is going to need a couple bites to have around as well. And here we have 1+ damage with teeth here and 2 bonus damage with teeth here. So that turns this particularly cheap card into a relatively good one. There are a couple drawbacks to this team. There are only 3 Kaiju in it, which is a pretty big disadvantage, admittedly. And the other thing to keep in mind is that there's only 2 fortitude bonus here, and some of them have as low as 4 fortitude, so you gotta keep that in mind that this is a relatively squishy team. Still, I think this is a really interesting and thematic team, which is designed well to do damage on a budget. If you talk to your friend or the person that you play with and you both agree to do teams of 3, then this is ideal. Well, I hope you found that educational, and tune in next time for another video.